Alright, hello everyone. Today we are going to be talking about the last bit of system of equations through graphing. Believe it or not, this is my favorite method of solving for a system. So I know we talked about systems, so here's another example. Remember, it's two equations. It needs to have an x, needs to have a y. Now, it doesn't need to have an x and a y, but it needs to have two variables. We would just commonly use x and y. So here's our to-do list. The first step that we're going to do is we need to graph the first equation. Now, does it matter which order they go in? Not really. But I always teach go 1 and then go 2. It's the first ones you see, so it's the first ones we graph. So we graph the first equation, then we graph the second equation. Those two are the hardest steps. Because once you're done with that, then all you need to do is find the point where they cross, and unless the slopes are the same, they will cross. We need to write that point and make sure we write solution equals next to that point. Now, there's two different ways that we would usually find this. Let's use example A for example. The nice part about example A is the equations, well, we're not given any equations. In fact, what we're doing is they've already been graphed for us. So again, don't do this on your paper. I don't want you to do this on paper. I just want you to visually see that we can already cross off steps 1 and steps 2 here. So what we need to do is find the point where they cross. Well, that part's okay. I already circled that part. And then what I need to do is we need to figure out where that point is. So if I start at the origin right here, I'm going to go right 1, 2, and I'm going to go up 1, 2. So step 3 was here, step 4 was here, and then step 5, I need to write down solution equals blank. And that's it. Now, I always box in my answers. That was a horrible box, but again, I'm doing this on the computer. Same thing for you guys. Make sure you box in that answer because that explicitly tells me, hey, this is my answer. That is the easier one, where most of the hard work's already done for you. Part B is a little bit more difficult because we are given an equation. Now, here, we're actually not really given an equation. We need an equation here. Well, we need two. So let's do the one from the example. So we have y equals x plus 1. And then different color here. Y equals negative x plus 5. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using the steps from the last unit that we did, which was graphing. So let's do the first one first. Y equals x plus 1. The plus 1 tells me exactly where I'm going to be starting, which will be here. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to figure out x. Well, believe it or not, even though there's no number in front of it, we can always put an imaginary 1 right here and right here, since there's no number in front of the x. So if I'm given a slope of 1x, and as a whole number 1, remember, I need to put it over 1, because I'm never going to have a slope that's going to go straight up. That's a hill I literally don't want to climb. But if I put it over 1, that brings it to the right a little bit, that I can work with that. So a slope of 1 over 1 means I'm going to go up 1, and I'm going to go right 1. So I'm going to go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. Connect my points as clean as I can. And then, last but not least, let's rewrite the problem. That was tough. That was only the first step. Alright, second step. Let's do the same thing but for the bottom. The nice part is at least it's still the same idea. I'm going to start at 5, so I'm going to start at 1, I'm going to count up to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So this 5 goes right here. Then negative 1x. Let's see if I have enough room here. Same thing. I don't see a number over. I don't see a fraction, so I'm going to put it over 1. Again, we don't go left 1. We don't go left, period. So we're still going to go to the right. The only difference here is because this negative, I'm going to go down. So here I'm going to go down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Ooh, there's our answer. Still got to finish our points though. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Connect our points. Right in our equation. Wow, that was a lot of work. I'm tired already. But we're not done yet. Good news, however, is most of the work is done. Now we need to find a point where they cross. So if I find a point where they cross, that would be right here. That's our third step. Write the point. So we have, we're going to start at the origin. I'm going to go right 1, 2. Then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. That's our point. So you need to make sure that you can do step 5, and then that's it. If you need anything else, please let me know. I am here to help.